So, in just a few hours, the son of Rob and Michele Reiner is due in court for his parents' murder. The famed film director and his wife were found stabbed to death in their Los Angeles home on Sunday afternoon. Their son, Nick Reiner, was arrested that same day of suspicion of murder and held on a $4 million bail. But yesterday, Nick's status was changed to no bail, and the LAPD released a statement saying he was, quote, responsible for their death. Fox News contributor, criminal defense attorney Josh Ritter joins us now. Josh, I guess, what do you expect in court today? Will he enter in a plea, or will he just be notified of the charges this morning?
He'll be notified of the charges. He'll be formally arraigned. We'll find out exactly what they're charging him with, why that bail was changed perhaps from $4 million to no bail. My suspicion is they're going to be charging him with a special circumstance murder, meaning he'll potentially be eligible for the death penalty, but more than likely they'll be pursuing life without parole. That's based upon the idea that the special circumstance is double homicide, not uncommon when you see these types of cases. He will probably enter a plea. There is sometimes an opportunity to have that put over to a later date, but he will likely enter a plea today. And we might get some more facts. We might get some more understanding of what took place, because the DA's office will likely have to lay out something for the judge if they're going to be asking for no bail. And we'll find out perhaps who his attorneys are. So a lot of information could be disclosed later this morning.
So, Josh, there's also a question about premeditation, because it seemed like everything was going well, or it wasn't. Let's look at the timeline, and you understand what I'm saying right here. So it says Rob Reiner and his wife Michele and their son Nick attended that Conan O'Brien Christmas party that Saturday night. And then at that party, Rob and Nick got into a very loud argument, loud enough for many others to hear. Reiner family sources are telling TMZ, we're told Rob and Michele then left the party. So it looks like there was some sort of fight. We don't know what it was about. There's some sources that say that he was out of it and was walking around the party saying, why are you famous? Are you famous? Around the party. They leave the party, and then somehow his parents end up stabbed by him. Now, that calculation, since this seemed to be thought out, how does that impact the charges against him?
Yeah, it does seem as though there was some sort of emotional boiling point taking place in their lives. And even the reports that we have that this was a stabbing, usually a knife, indicates a weapon that's used in the heat of passion rather than some sort of premeditation and planning going into it, which may affect the way that he's charged. If they do feel that this was more along the lines of a spur-of-the-moment heat of passion, you could see that they might charge him with second-degree murder. My suspicions, though, based upon the idea that you have a double homicide, the no bail indication coming from the sheriff's department, and just the way that the DA's office usually operates, is that they will likely charge him with first-degree murder. If it remains that way through the course of the proceedings, we will see.
Josh, he has documented mental health problems and documented substance abuse. What impact will that have with the court? Do you see this being one of those things that the prosecution will try to plea it out? It was a family member, he has substance abuse problems, mental health issues, or do you think they still take it all the way because they would make the case that he knew what he was doing at the time that he committed the act?
It obviously looks like it's set up for some sort of mental health defense. I don't think we're talking about not guilty by reason of insanity, but some sort of mitigation here, perhaps even like a voluntary intoxication if he was still in the throes of addiction at the time that this took place. As far as the DA's office offering a plea, I don't know if that will be entirely directed by what the defense is going to say. Obviously, there's a lot of time for this to all play itself out as far as what they're really looking for. But usually in these types of cases, even when you're talking about a second-degree murder, you're still looking at life in prison, and these are usually the cases that end up going to trial. I just cannot see, given the small amount of information that we have at this point, them offering something along the lines of a manslaughter, which might give him an opportunity to get out of prison one day. I likely see this being one of those cases that goes the distance.
Wow. Josh Ritter, a tragic story. Thank you so much for your wealth of knowledge this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.